Hall of Fame shit, nigga. Keep it. Come on, get out there. Get out there. Good catch, my boy. 5 Unit Nation, man. Number one, man.
Hey, man, go run this shit up, man. Let's go home. We spend.
Man, what's up, y'all? Lord have mercy. Welcome back to another. Yeah, I got it. Welcome back to another episode of SGDS Same Goes Different Struggle, y'all podcast. This is episode 106. All right, y'all. See y'all later. All right, love y'all. All right. I am your host, Ajay Brown. My apologies, y'all. Got a lot of shit going on, as always, when I'm doing my podcast. But as you know, I'm a realist. I got shit going on, but I'm staying focused right now. This is episode 106. If you never heard of me, my name is Ajay Brown. And y'all let me know, man, in the feedback, man, in the comments, man, what y'all, is everything about this drama right about now, man? Because I see everybody talking about the gorilla shit and the family shit. I don't want to talk about that shit because as a person, I feel like we already just joking on people's family situation. And that shit make us look bad as people. So I'm going to leave that shit to y'all, let y'all do that. I know people want to talk about the Trump situation. I might speak on that shit a little later. I know people doing a review on the J. Cole situation. I haven't listened to the whole back end of that album yet, so I can't give my full review of that yet. I will give my own personal review. I want to break it down a little bit more and just give my musical opinion. I really don't. Y'all gone? I don't give a fuck how nobody else feel and they in personal fucking feelings and their emotional attachment to J. Cole. How I feel is how I feel. Everybody, how they feel about somebody is different, bro. You can, like, and that's the shit I just mind blows me with everybody. We get into these debates and shit about these artists and everybody goddamn opinion is everybody opinion on really on how they view things from their own life of view. I'm a boxer. I know, like, we go head to head, we fight. Shit, I inspire my homies. Like, it be like that, bro. Like, it's just a mindset thing of what you've been through. It's just like motherfuckers going to war. You feel me? Like, it's just the way you go through life and how you look at shit. That's how literally you gonna probably look at a lot of things. But like I said, man, I can't really give my full review on that just yet. So today, right now where I'm headed is just gonna be Super Bowl weekend. I want to speak about the Super Bowl, get into that real quick, give my opinion on this game and just how I feel about it, what I think might happen. Just give my full breakdown. Super Bowl. And I also want to talk about, I might get into this. I don't really know yet if I'm going to, but because I'm debating on how long I want to do this shit today, y'all. Is very, very drained. Just keeping it 100 with y'all, man. I don't know. Sometimes, man, like I said, I get in my own little goddamn head about this shit because I really don't know what y'all be looking for when I be trying to do this shit anymore, man. Sometimes I have days where I be like, man, this shit going good as fuck. Then some days I be like, man, this shit ain't going how I think. You gone, little man, love you. And shit like that. So I be in my own little head. I got shit going on. I know people in like people got a lot of things going on in their life right now. You feel me? As well. So I just want to always keep it 100 when I get on here. Get more positive. I know sometimes I get on here and I be down and shit like that, but I just be trying to give out content without giving out all type of like negative bullshit, bro. Like, cause I could get on here and be the old AJ, and you know I can really get back to that shit. But man, I'm 35 now, dog. I don't have that shit up in me no more, bro. All that toxic shit I used to do. If I was the old AJ, my numbers be running up, dog. Speaking on all type of bullshit, all type of goddamn shit that me and my brother Q used to talk about, the shit, the females, and all that shit, man. But I don't really want to be in that life because I know that life took him out. You get what I'm saying? So like a lot of times I stay away from that shit and talking about certain bullshit because I know what type of trauma that brings. You know what I mean? And talking about it just like really triggers the trauma sometimes. You feel me? And I already have to find different ways to cope with it. And me not smoking no more has been that has been the toughest battle, bro. Like I really got to get my money right so I can start growing my own shit, cause I need to smoke. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. I'm a stoner. I'ma always be a stoner. The only reason I stop is because I don't trust these fake ass drug dealers out here. These wanna be fucking niggas, bro. Like I can't. Some of you niggas I just cannot fuck with. And these niggas don't goddamn. They don't be on their shit. They don't be on their gang. They hustle be bullshit. But hey, man, y'all do what y'all do, right? So look, I'm gonna get into the breakdown of this game, man. Should I do position by position or I do the ESPN? I want to do the ESPN breakdown. So this is what I'm gonna do, right? Super Bowl Sunday kicks off at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday in NBC, y'all. We know we're gonna have a lot of fucking casual fans, so if you've never fucking seen Seattle or New England play, please get ready for a good ass game, bro. You got one team that has, both teams to me are very surprising to be in this position this year because I did not expect this. I did not even see this coming. You couldn't have paid me $1 billion to bet on these motherfuckers early in the season because I wouldn't have did it. I wouldn't have put my money on it. But hey, I would have been a broke motherfucker like I am right now because New England is looking to make history by coming the first NFL team seven Super Bowl wins. And I'm gonna be real with you, it don't matter how many motherfucking NFL goddamn Super Bowl wins these niggas get. Apparently, somebody got them out for them because, like Bill Belichick didn't get first ballot and the owner didn't get first ballot. The team last as far as being in the Hall of Fame, the last time the Seattle Seahawks played in the big game was against the Patriots in 2015 for the Super Bowl. That Super Bowl was when Russell Wilson had threw that interception to Michael Butler. Terrible call. Pete Carroll needed his ass whooped for calling that play, but we all know why. They did not want Marshawn Lynch being the goddamn person as the face of the NFL right then, because all that they would have been trying to interview him, and he would have had some skittles, been cussing up a goddamn storm, or he might not even been one to talk. That nigga just would have been there because he didn't want to get fined. You know how Marshawn Lynch is, but I could say this about Marshawn Lynch now. He has gotten way more talkative ever since he retired. So I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know what the fuck. Like, I think that just was a point of his life because he has done a lot more. You see him in commercials. You see him opening up more, like doing, he's on different shows and shit, man. So shout out to Marshawn Lynch. Where the Seattle, where was I? Where Seattle lost a 28-24 heartbreaker. New England entered the playoffs as the AFC number 2 seed, while Seattle entered as the NFC number 1 seed. We have you covered with everything you need to know, including team breakdowns, a breakdown of the Super Bowl MVP candidates, and game pick. We also provide advice from our sports betting experts and the depth certificate from ESPN Research. We look at the two quarterbacks, coaches, officiating, position advantages in X Factor, and scroll all the way down to check out the preview of Bad Bunny's halftime show. I'm not going over that. As you can see it when you see it. All right, y'all. What do you need to know? So look, if we're gonna call it, it's gonna call it's gonna be at 6:30 Sunday at 6:30 p.m. on NBC. As I said, call it the explosive play blow. The big play has always mattered, but in the past few years, the NFL game has become battles between teams trying to create and prevent explosive plays. I do believe it will be a lot of explosive play because you have two talented wide receivers in this game. And I think what I am going to do, I'm going to go over, I'm going to not share this. I think I'm going to do position breakdowns of each one real quick, y'all. I can come back to all that ESPN shit. Let's go to this one real quick. We're going to do a position by position breakdown, right? So let's start with the quarterback. Sam Darnold versus Drake May. Right? The season, May would have gotten edge because of how sensational he was in his breakout campaign, which earned him plenty of consideration. Mind you, he did have a stellar year. He just took a lot of sacks, in my opinion, but he did show up. He didn't Some people call him a game manager, y'all. And I want people in the chat that really watch the game and really watch New England this year. Did you feel like he was a game manager or did you game changers? Because we know the difference in game changers and game manager. To me, um, mm, I'm not gonna say that. I think it's a mix of both, just depending on what team he plays and shit like that, the situation. But I do see the talent in him. I do feel like he does takes a lot of sacks, but I do see the talent in Drake May, and I also believe that I didn't see this coming, where he would be this in his second year in the Super Bowl. So to me, you have to give credit where credit is due. Mike Vrabel has come in and done a wonderful job with him in this offense and just this team overall from where they was last year. And that's not a shot at Gerard Mayo, because I feel like Gerard Mayo was not set up for success with them, and they did not give him the ability to maneuver the team and do what he needed to do to make the team good as they did Mike Vrabel. Y'all know how the NFL is. I'm not even going to get onto this motherfucker right now and be racist, but as it is what it is, man. You know how they is when it comes to black coaches, and I hate to see that shit get down, but it is what it is. But May has struggled in his first postseason, while Donald has gotten better throughout the year. Donald impeccably timing with his receiving core, Tim carve up the Rams in the NFC title game with a 46-yard, 3-touchdown performance against a rival that had given him trouble in the past. Now listen, Sam Darnold is the first out of his 2018 class to make it to the Super Bowl, and he could be the first one to win it to Super Bowl. Mind you, nobody would have ever thought that he would be the one to goddamn be there. He's went through a few teams. He has some troubles with the Jets and shit like that, man. So for him to be in this position right now, I want to also give credit to their coach, Mike McDonald. I think that's his name. And then his the offensive coordinator, who I ain't gonna lie, I would have liked to see their offensive coordinator with the Falcons. I think he's a young, talented person. Mind you, you never know, man. Sometimes people still need more time to develop, and with play calling, it's levels to this shit. As I've been always told, it's levels to play calling, it's levels to being a head coach and a leader of men's, and everybody be put in that position. Sometimes people fail and get put in that position too early, and they fail. And I don't want to see that happen to that young offensive coordinator, because I do believe he's a talented one. I know people was talking about him in New Orleans and all that shit, man. Listen, New Orleans, sometime, man, I just think that was a bad year. Derek Carr was injured. They just had a bad year. So you never know how that really, because Derek Carr really didn't even play. Like, when Derek Carr was there, he did put up some good games. But to me, like, Derek Carr hasn't been the same since Oakland Raiders. So when he got the New Orleans, he just stayed injured a lot as well. But I don't want to put that on him. I believe what he's done with Sam Darnold just this year and just the offense and everything, you have to give credit what's credit is due, man. I don't know who to really pick as far as the quarterback. You could lead either way, but it's going to come down to them being able to not being able to turn over the ball, who takes less sacks, because at the end of the day, you are playing both defense or stellar. I like both defense. I probably like Seattle defense a lot more than I like New England. But New England has my favorite cornerback, as in Chris Gonzalez. So I'm a little biased on that part. Seattle has one of my favorite safety, Nick Emmanuel. So it's gonna be a good game, even though Nick did get injured in practice. It's gonna be a tight, close game. I don't believe it's gonna be a blowout. I believe this game is gonna be close. Since there's an argument to be made that May had the harder path facing the defense of Chargers, Texas, and Broncos. Yes, he did have a harder path. Now, mind you, the Rams are no slouch. The Rams are no slouch. Like, I'm never going to, I thought the Rams was going to be the ones that come out of, actually, as the NFC representative, because I thought this was Matt Stafford's year. He did say he was coming back after the winning the MVP this year, so it's gonna be good, man, in that conference next year, man. Seattle, you got San Francisco that I think it's gonna come back, gonna be good. Arizona's just gonna suck. I don't see nothing out of Arizona, but it's gonna be good. That conference gonna be good next year, way better than I thought, because I ain't see that conference being good at all. Um, but it won't get any easier for the second year quarterback against the Seattle Stellar defense. Donald, the most seasoned quarterback, should be ready for whatever Mike Vrabel defense throws at him on Sunday. Is Seattle. So look, that should be true. But this is a big stage. We don't know how each quarterback is going to be on a big stage like this. We know how we think it should go because Sam Darnold being the more seasoned. He's the veteran. He's been in the NFL a little longer, but this is the Super Bowl. You got way more eyes than ever watching you, bro. You know everybody don't really perform as well under that type of pressure, and you never know what type of like trick plays, defenses, different schemes that New England might throw at him. I'm pretty sure he's seen it all, but you just never know. If you asking me though, I will take Sam Darnold over Drake May as the quarterback pick this week. The game, I wouldn't be surprised. All right, y'all. So as notable running backs for this game, we got Ramontre Stevenson, Trayvon Henderson, and Kenneth Walker III. It's a so not just reading this information. If you ask me, just out of anything, I would take Kenneth Walker III, right? Because to me, he just had a hell of a year, and he's been balling out, and he's a very good running back. And he one thing about him, I think he was a fourth round draft pick too. Seattle know how to draft. Seattle is a good drafting goddamn team, and even New England, I ain't even gonna take that. I don't even see them as being a good drafting team. What I see them as being is just they know how to get players and know how to get them to fit in their system. They get the right once you get that right coach, like they got a Mike Vrabel that can get certain players and to fit into his system. Look at Stephon Diggs, man. Stephon Diggs came over. I didn't even expect Stephon Diggs to have this type of year because he didn't have this type of year in Houston, which I expected him to have a bigger year in Houston because I like DeMarco Ryans. But I think CJ Stroud has just he progressed. He has went down, and I don't know what's going on with that, but whatever. It's been a bit of a challenge for Josh McDaniel is an excellent offensive coordinator. That's what's gonna make this game a little tricky because Josh McDaniel, if I'm not mistaken, has been in this position before with Bill Belichick. So don't you have to watch that, man. When it comes down to this, you got a seasoned offensive coordinator and a young offensive coordinator in the Seattle Seahawks. So that's gonna be a key factor, especially during the back half of the season. That's a good problem to have. Stevenson has more touches because his physical style has been the better option against the formidable that the Patriots have. But Henderson elite speed could throw off the Seahawks defense and perhaps lead a game-changing explosive play. I don't know that defense, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know these running backs and seen the defense like this all season. I take that back because, like I said, they did go through some stuff. That Denver got the top rated defense. I take that back. I apologize, y'all. The defense has a good defense. It's a good, very, very good defense. But this Seattle defense, man, I don't know what it is about this Seattle defense. I just fuck with. When the Patriots have more to offer, Walker might be the best running back from the trio. Told you, of the from mentioned players. He's a rugged runner who can also make plays out of the backfield. Walker has taken down the stretch a welcome sight with Zach uh, Charbonnet sustaining a season-ending knee injury few weeks ago. That's gonna be a big hit. Uh, but when you do like I said, man, I'm taking Kenneth Walker in this. I'm not going to take the. I'm sorry, I got Kenneth Walker in this one and give them the edge. But some people might take wide receiver, which might be, man, this might be the toughest one to pick out of all of them. I ain't even gonna lie, because it's some good wide receivers, man. You got Jackson Smith, Cooper Kupp, Rashad Sheed. You got the Patriots, Stephon Diggs, Keyshawn Bond, and Mac Hollins. Mac Hollins just came back. He's an ex-Falcon, ex-Oakland Raider. He's a solid player. Gonna be fun. Negable is that good. He has the best. He was the best wide receiver this season with a league high 1,793 yards, along with 119 reception and 10 touchdowns. Now listen, y'all got to remember, Julio was one of the best wide receivers in the league, but Julio didn't have a great game. You see what I'm saying? So you could be the best wide receiver all during the season, all during the playoffs, but during the Super Bowl, you got it like that. You guys you just don't know. So that's all I want to mention when I say that. When they write this shit down, but the Patriots receiving core is deeper with a solid five-man rotation between Diggs, Mario, Douglas, and rookie Kyle Williams. Many did not expect Diggs to be the number one option in his the season after sustaining a torn ACL with Houston last season. Like I said, ironically, I did not expect this out of him either. But I don't know what Cardi B got in her, but she ain't put something in that nigga. But like for real, they could talk all that shit all he want, but he playing he playing hella. That nigga is balling this year, and teams have likely been kicking themselves for not jumping to sign this. True shit. Who had 85 catches for 1,013 yards and 4 touchdowns this year. Let's not overlook Seattle's depth. Cooper Kupp did not produce Pacific numbers in this first season in Seattle, but he has stepped up in clutch moment. Also, Shashi downfield speed has opened up the underneath game for the Donald and Smith, Nigable. Did I say that right? Ninjable. I think so. Whatever. Seattle. 'Cause I'm not trying to be funny, but I that shit is hard. These names just getting harder and harder. I do. I would give Seattle the edge just by this much, just by this much. But like I said, we just don't know. We just don't know. Uh, on the tight ends perspective, right? You got Patriots Hunter Henry in Seattle, AJ Bonner and Elijah Arroyo. Henry 10-year career catching passes for Phillip Rivers, Justin Herbert, Mac Jones, and May. May often leaned on Henry early in the season as he continued to build chemistry with his wide receivers. May continue connected with Henry on critical third downs and in the 68 yards and 7 touchdowns. Man, for a young quarterback, the tight end is always key. If you notice, bro, if you got a good tight end for a young quarterback, that is really key, bro. Like we always think that it's the wide receivers, but a lot of times, they just trust the tight end. I give an example, right? If you watch Shador this season, um, he really didn't have a wide receiver. Like Jerry Judy really was leaving him out for dry, but his tight end was one of his really. I forgot bro name. I apologize, but his tight end was the one that he really leaned on and literally stepped up and keep moments. We can go back to days, bro, when he didn't have no wide receiver. Algie Crumpler, underrated tight end. Like you have these in Lamar Jackson right now with Baltimore. He really didn't never have a wide receiver until these last few years, and his tight end was always the key one, even though he fucked up on that key drop in the playoffs. His tight end is one of the best ones. You got San Francisco in the great San Francisco in their situation. They got good wide receivers out there in San Francisco, but when Brock Purdy as a young quarterback, Greg Knox is his key player that he relies on. So no lies told, bro. That tight end, you get you a good tight end, you in with a young quarterback, you gonna have something special. Darnold hasn't targeted his tight ends as much as May, which is understandable with Smith not knowledgeable. Oh my God, I see why Drewski fucked up. I've been fucking up. He has relied on them for a key moment. Barnard has a friendly catch radius in the passing game and is willing blocker in the running game. He has also been a playmaker in short yard situation with offensive coordinator Kent Kabuski. I'm sorry, y'all. Kabuski trusting him to sneak the extra yard needed for a new set of downs. Arrow, the second round pick, flashed plenty of upside and Patriots Will Campbell and Mike Owinwe. Now listen, is if you never watched him at LSU, you already know what he comes. He's physical, not the one to play with. He gonna want to like that. To me, I wish the Falcons could have got him because where our offensive line is at right now, man, and how it's looking, we gonna need that help. And I wish we would have got that type of help, but I he's one of them ones. After having one of the worst offensive line last season, it seems the Seahawks didn't. It all worked out because the starting talent, Lucas, remained available for most of the season. In the first round draft selection of Zabel gave the team another quality blocker. Zabel has started at left guard next to Cross, but his versatile can make him an option at center and tackle down the line. Damn. However, the Seahawks has been subpar play at the time from center Jalen Sundell and right guard Anthony Bradford. For the Patriots, the 2025 number 4 boost early in the season, but he has not been the same since returning from a knee injury late in Russia in this season, and it won't get any easier on Sunday. Oh my God. New England has a strong right side with right tackle Morgan has been up summer center Garrett Bradford. So I probably would take the Seahawks, but you never know. I do like New England. That's a 50-51 on me. I like that's 50-50. So next you got the defensive line, and y'all know how I feel. I don't even need to go through all this, right? Because I'm probably gonna just pick the whole Seahawks defense. How I feel on this one, because I just, even though like I said they are contenders, New England has a good solid defense. I just comparing them to bro, y'all gotta let me know how y'all feel about this. You got Montel Williams, Christian Bomore, you got Arnold Landry III, you got Seahawks Leonard Williams, DeMarco Lawrence, and Byron Murphy III. So just off bat with the defensive line, I'm going to take the Seattle. Now we talking cornerbacks, I'm probably going to take New England because, like I said, Christian Gonzalez is my favorite cornerback. It wouldn't be a stretch to say that Milton and Leonard Williams were the best defensive tackle in 2025. Milton was not an All-Pro selection like Williams, but He was instrumental in the Patriots turnaround this season and provided that his 2024 season with run with the Eagle wasn't a fluke. He is now back in the Super Bowl after forming a dominant interior trio with Barmore, and Crashid Tongan. I think I said that name right. It has been time. It was about time that Williams was recognized as an All-Pro after years of being versatile, underrated. He has taken his game to a new level since Mike McDonald was hired in 2024. He's the centerpiece in a loaded defensive front for the Seattle Seahawks, which includes Lawrence and second-year standout Murphy. Now, if you remember when Lawrence got interviewed, Lawrence left Dallas and told he that I don't think he wanted to leave Dallas, but he knew that he wasn't going to win the Super Bowl in Dallas. And I'd be damned if he wasn't right, because now look at him. A year later, or this might be his second year, but I think a year later, he's now in the Super Bowl with Seattle. So I believe he made a great choice. The Seahawks, Ernest Jones the fourth, and Patriots Robert Spillane. I never really watched the linebacker, so I'm gonna be skeptical on this. Pre-house variable took notice of how aggressive Mac McDonald was in his first year landing a Trout middle linebacker. McDonald wasn't pleased with his linebacker production halfway through the first season in Seattle and traded with the Titans for Jones. He has not looked back ever since, with Jones flourishing as a sideline-to-sideline playmaker and receiving a contract extension with the team in the offseason. The Patrons made Spilling a free agent a priority, giving Vrabel his own field general in the 2025 revamped defense. Um, this one is a catch-22. I might pick New England's linebackers, actually, but I might be wrong with this one because, like I said, I have not watched them. But just having Mike Vrabel as a really, he is a linebacker. He was an old linebacker. I like how he plays. He coaches the linebackers as well. And that doesn't mean anything when it comes to football, but to me, I just think they have a better linebacker set in my mind. I might be wrong on this, though. And for last, y'all, the secondary. Look, it could be 50-50 when it comes to the secondary if we can include in the safety. But when I got, man, you got Christian Gonzalez, bro. I don't even need to read this whole thing. Christian Gonzalez is a lockdown cornerback. Um, I'm gonna be honest with you. Coming out of Oregon, I did not see that shit, bro. I did not see him being like this in the NFL, right? What he has shown me in the NFL, bro, is I still got to do some more scouting and doing better. But I knew he was good. I just didn't know he was this good. I always was a Derek Stingley type of player when he first came out of LSU. I seen him his freshman year, and I watched him that whole year. Because of them, attention to him a little bit more and shit. But let me tell you something that I'm gonna tell you, bro. He's the number one, not 1A. Like I said, between him and Patrick Surtain, I still got Darius Stingley as the third best. But I'm gonna take New England secondary on this one. I hope they don't in this heavyweight match, y'all. So you never know who. I can't wait to watch it tomorrow, bro. In this game, bro. I'm not even gonna go into depth into any more of this. Y'all let me know in the chat how y'all feel about these games, bro, and how y'all who do y'all feel is gonna win. I know it nobody everybody team wasn't Seattle, everybody team ain't New England. Question, y'all, do y'all feel like Cardi B is gonna perform? Do you feel like she's gonna come out with Bad Bunny? I know I keep hearing news about that shit in the media. Um People saying that behind closed doors as well, but we gonna take some time, we gonna see, right? All right, y'all. So look, I'm done with the Super Bowl breakdown real quick. I given you my if I haven't given you my pick, I am taking Seattle. I do believe Seattle will win. I can't really give you an estimate score, but I am saying they're gonna win, right? So look, all right. I know, like I said, everybody's not a big Joe Budden fan, right? But when you I've been watching Joe Budden podcast probably for the last year. I haven't watched the last few episodes, but I've been watching it for the last year. Um, I watched it a lot more probably when Melissa Ford was on there. Not biased. I like Mona. I just haven't been watching as much because I've been having my own stuff going. When you see somebody, right, and you don't have to like the person, but you gotta respect people who come from the bottom. As far as like you come from starting off just doing this shit with your friends, and that's how they started with me. You're doing it with your friends. Y'all looking, you know what I mean, just how I'm looking right now, going through the struggles of just trying to figure this game out, and you're independent and you're learning it, and you see what he has established. Let me look up that deal he made because I don't even know if I talked about that before, because he just got signed with a deal, and I think I talked about it. I might not have talked about it, but he signed I think it was a $20 million deal that he did. It wasn't with Spotify. I forgot. It's a deal. It might have been with, was it Complex? Nah. It wasn't with Complex. Let me look this shit up. Let me share this real quick. Say he wouldn't sign too much deal. I'm trying to look for the deal he signed. Because coming being independent and then being able to sign a massive deal, bro, like you have to give credit what credit was due. And I know he was giving credit to Charlamagne and his deal, but and that's what everybody keep talking about right now. I might can't find that shit, but yeah, they just keep talking. I'm not even gonna worry about it. They keep talking about the Charlamagne deal, and I think I did clip it, make that. I did clip that one, but I'm gonna get into just some of the videos real quick that he did, and we'll go from there. We'll start with on this one.
I don't know if you accidentally or intentionally, you was trying to show, look, I'm doing this thing my way, and you accidentally leak that you make X amount of $100,000, $1 million a month. What were you hoping to do in the process of doing that? Did you want to show like, look, you can do it on your own? Or what was the purpose of you doing what you did on IG?
Well, the message is always that you can do it on your own for as many people that want to hear that. In that moment, I was just tracking the growth.
Yes.
I was sitting there just like I said, it's been a road long traveled.
Right.
So I think it was the impressions is what I was trying to highlight. It was some around.
You forgot to block the other part out, huh?
No, you know what? We blocked it, but we old dinosaurs. So they unblocked it.
Damn.
They unblocked it, and I got a lot of phone calls, but God is in charge. So ultimately, a lot of good came from it. And again, we sharing information. It's not meant to be gatekept.
Let me ask you this. What made you decide to go to Patreon? Because there are a lot. I mean, you're on YouTube audio. You got Apple. You got your platform is vast, and so you got a lot of different people can consume the Joe Budden podcast on a lot of different platforms. Why was it so important for you to go that route?
At the time, that was we had a high belief in ourselves and what we had accomplished at Spotify previously.
Okay.
And we had a lot of data that told a story. So at the end of the term, you know, you can listen to all the offers in the field, which we did. We listened to everybody. But ultimately, where would I be the happiest? One, where could I be paid? Where could I celebrate in the growth of my own show without having to ask anybody? I mean, that's always just the most important.
Did you feel like if you had taken one of these deals, they were going to, then they feel like they can, what Joe Budden can talk about, how Joe Budden can move the show, the growth of the show, because you move as you want to, because you are the sole proprietor, you're the sole owner of the show. So if you want to add somebody under your umbrella, I can do that without having to ask for permission.
Well, you know what, anybody we partnered with, they never really tampered with the creative.
Yes.
Isn't that right? But when you're just learning, right? And at every turn, what I was learning about how podcasters would be paid and how advertising worked and CPMs and all of this other shit, I never jived with any of it.
Right.
I never jived with any of that. And I was able to, because my show was so large, you know, kind of have my own say in things. So at Complex, it was Complex negotiating the advertisement deals with their sales teams, and whatever the tiny bump was in my contract is as much as I'd be able to participate, even though the ad was contingent upon my participation.
Correct.
Big problem for me.
Yeah.
Big problem for me.
Because you doing all the work. You doing all the ad reads. People want to hear Joe Budden. They want to hear your voice. It's not the same as them just implanting it in there. They want to hear Joe read that.
And that's the part that often gets like twisted up when I say that. This is only applicable if your replacement list is like short, because they can always replace you.
Correct.
They can always replace you.
Yes.
But I mean, it's my job to make it damn hard for them to do that.
Right.
At Spotify, it was more the same with the advertisements for us. We were getting bunched in with whatever thousands of shows.
Right.
Well, we were one of the first, one of two. And then we got bunched in with all of these thousands of shows that y'all shopped and came back and spread out the that doesn't jive. I don't jive.
Right.
I don't jive with that.
You're the most popular.
I don't jive with that.
You're the most popular. You're the biggest. But you want us, these other mini shows, you give us a tiny bump, but it's not, this is not market. I want to be market. I want to be a free agent, because free agency is I can get what the market bears and not just bunched in because I'm under this umbrella.
Well, and now you're taking it to the next point, which is you go kick ass at whatever the place is, you name it. And then at the end of the term, we have to negotiate the value of it.
Yes.
And a lot of times y'all are in charge of dictating what that looks like on your consumer face. I don't jive with that.
Okay.
I don't jive with that. I never jive with that. So Patreon for us was the best because we were able to get equity. We were able to participate in the growth of this partnership.
Right.
And it was able to just put it in the hands of me and my fans, which has always been the case from day one.
Right.
I always want to do that.
Were you one of the first to be on Patreon?
No, not on Patreon. On Patreon, I wasn't one of the first. Patreon's been around for a while. Before I signed my Spotify deal, Patreon was around.
Okay. But you didn't really know anything about it because the podcast space, I've only been in it for like 5 years, Joe. And so I remember CJ, who's my producer, he was at Fox, because I got into this because Fox wrote it into my deal. And so even though I had it in my deal, we weren't doing anything. COVID happened. They was like, well, we would like to, because we got it in your deal, we'd like for you to do a podcast. So I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to talk about? There's like, and CJ was like, well, call the most famous people in your phone and ask if they would really be willing to come on the show. Mm-hmm. Now, at that time, there was no in-person, so we had to do everything virtually. Hell, I had Floyd Mayweather, had Snoop Dogg, had Ice Cube, had Rick Ross, had this one and that one. And so that's how I started. But I was like, this ain't nothing. He said, no, there's money in it. I said, well, they ain't tell me nothing about no money. They just say I need to do this because it was written in my contract.
And they wouldn't.
And so, but I did go back. I said, look, if I ain't say CJ because CJ was an employee of Fox, so I didn't want to get him in trouble. Mm-hmm. I said, but I think there's money in this. The only person I knew that was getting money in podcasting was Joe Rogan at the time because he was so big.
Yeah.
But I was like, Joe Rogan. So what's the money? And then once you start doing it and you start doing a lot of things on your own and you start see like, hold on, there's the YouTube and then you get the programmatic for the ads that they place, that you can place ads yourself.
Yes.
You can. I like, there really is money in this.
It's a whole other world. It's a whole other world out here.
But as you said, that was not something they were going to tell me.
Hell no, they wouldn't tell you that. No way.
But you said they gave you an equity stake in Patreon. So is that what you look for when you look to do any partnership? Are you looking for an equity stake, or are you just looking to take the money up front?
I'm never looking to just take the money up front.
Okay.
We would have advanced conversations in the background.
Right.
I'm not saying that no deal can get done without me having equity, but I ask for it today.
Right.
Because the podcast and the podcast community is its own economy, and I've seen the effect of what a partnership does. Mm-hmm. We were at Spotify before they went public. We understood what they were trying to do at the time. to funnel money away from the music business. And podcasting played a really pivotal role. That's why I never want to undersell it because it is low budget or the word podcast.
Somehow it's developed a negative connotation, Joe. Why is that?
And you know what? And I listen, when I started, it was a negative connotation.
Yes.
They kicked my ass for it. But it does, today, it's stigmatized. They do tend to hear that word and kind of just compartmentalize it, put it in its own space.
Because a lot of the big, like A-list celebs, they look at podcasts like, that ain't no real TV show. But if you look at Netflix is starting to get involved in podcasting. You saw Amazon get involved in podcasting. You see these big conglomerates.
Listen,
if it wasn't what is growing, they ain't wasting no time with.
Long before Netflix, some of the shows that would pop up on these streaming apps, television shows, would be modeled or based around a podcast.
Right.
I can't tell you how many times on Hulu it would say inspired by this podcast or would start with a podcaster. So it was broad, and television shows would even make mention of things that they would hear on the podcast.
Right.
But you're right. How it's looked at and what people get when they hear that word, it's still, because nobody really knows how anybody's getting paid from it.
Right.
I think that has a large part to do with it too. All you ever hear, today you hear.
And that's why I think I respect Joe, because Joe give you game, even though, like I said, in the black community, bro, we like to do shit. We don't like to give people game. We don't like to give people the information of how we did this and did this. We feel like, oh, if I give you the game, I got this, you're gonna take away from mine, man. When it's so much out here, bro, for all of us that can, if we put the time in it to collab and eat and not be going at each other, we could all be eating from this shit, bro, and really be doing a lot of good. Like I said, bro, like what Joe has built with his team, bro, and just his production and everything, man, you gotta respect it. You can hate it and say this and that. He be gossiping and everything. Bro, let me tell y'all something. Half y'all niggas be gossiping, y'all be gossiping for free. Like, that's just y'all niggas gospel. And I'll be real with you. Niggas gospel more than bitches do. And I don't even mean to say bitches, but like it is just I'm being so honest right now. Gospel more than bitches do, dog. And at the end of the day, bro, you just giving your honest opinion. Niggas get mad because people be getting their honest opinion about something. But that's what social media is about. That's what the internet about. When you on Facebook telling how you feel about something, that's you giving your honest opinion. Niggas get mad on Facebook because niggas be getting paid to goddamn do stupid shit and like that. And mind you, I'm not finna post and do everything that somebody do to get paid, because I still feel some type of way about it. And I think that's my pride and ego that I've been trying to work on. Just be like, damn, man, how do I rebrand myself now into a way where I can still get paid more and not get demonetized? Because I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro, these last few years that I've been getting paid off Facebook, but I've been getting demonetized like a motherfucker. I missed out on so much money. Thank God I just got my reel and everything back where I can get paid, even though it's not all the way back. I'm just trying to figure out different ways now that, like, I could have been started a podcast, been doing this shit since COVID. I didn't start this shit for real since 2023 when my bro Nate got me to be on his shit. And even when I was doing it then, I wasn't consistent. These last probably since October has been the first time I've ever been this consistent. And I think that's why I feel, and I could see the numbers growing, but I'm just trying to figure out how this shit works still. And that's why I say I respect how Joe did it, because he did it without a team, like, as far as like people putting money behind him. He did this shit independently, and they took value into what his word is. They took value into who he was into in the industry and shit like that. Mind you, I'm still trying to find my place in just doing this shit. You got Antoine Daniels and certain people that have grown their brand off doing this shit, but they got like 8,000 and all this shit. Look at it. They got a lot of fucking content. And then you got a lot of people. I just seen one content dude, he quit. He had like over 24,000 fucking content. But that's why I was saying, man, I just got a lot of respect for dude for just how he built his platform. And like I said, Like he only do it now only 2 days out the week, but even with the Patreon, I think they be there for a long, like at least 8, 9, 10 hours just recording. So you got to think, man, like how much time and effort he's really putting in. If you there 2 days out the week, but you usually living the whole fucking day from like the morning to whatever, and you could put out this content and you put in and out of shit, bro, that's gonna cover all the other days that you might have missed. And I don't have the ability to do that right now, but I also want to start different things like a gaming channel and shit like that. I'm just trying to get my money right. I'm also looking into investing, getting back into my investing. And when I do that, I'm gonna start putting investing videos on here, bro. I'm trying to learn how to do this shit, and get into that field and just keep, being able to grow as a person, as a man, where I don't always have to show me doing something negative or talking about negative shit. I want to just keep growing and growing in my audience. When I look at my analytics, because I study my analytics, I still got to figure out how to get in contact with the younger generation and just be, I guess, more exciting. Because I also, like, bro, I got an old soul. So a lot of my fan base come from like the 25 to 60-year-olds now. Like, and I share, it's funny, like my analytics say I got more 60-year-olds than anything that look at my shit. And I'm like, damn, what am I saying for 60-year-olds to really be vibing with me, to be watching that shit? I just be thankful for the people who do watch it all over. And you know what I mean? Like, sometimes, like I said, I get discouraged from this shit, but you got to keep going, man, keep pushing. And who gonna rock with you is gonna rock with you, and who don't. And that's just how it's got to be. Let me get into the next clip.
I think that has a large part to do with it too. All you ever hear, I mean, today you hear all of these numbers. Mm-hmm. So people know that there's a way to get paid.
Correct.
But they can't figure out how.
They don't really know how to get started. And then a lot of people just think, well, Joe Budden making 20 million. I should make at least 15. They don't understand. You didn't start out making 20 million. There is a gradual process, but everybody wants to skip the process. Not Joe. Everybody just wants to go straight to being the CEO. Don't nobody want to clean. Don't nobody want to work the desk job. Nobody wants to work the mailroom. And it's like, man, all you do is work. And so when they come, I'm sure you've heard it. They come to you, man, got this idea, want a podcast. I say, so how often do you want to do it? Well, I just want to shoot like 10, 12 episodes a year.
If you're looking to learn how to trade, a community is very important. And I've joined previous communities, and teaching wasn't one of their strong points. So I was left with guessing. Trade with the pros definitely goes down to the basics so that you can understand the process of trading. I don't have to guess. I can access recordings if I miss a lab. I can also do one-on-ones with accountability coaches. That gives you an understanding of how trading with the pros can help you be a successful trader.
What?
Yeah.
And so you think that's going to work? You want 10 to 12 episodes a year, but you want how much?
That part. How much money do you want for those 10 episodes?
I'm like, bro.
That's why I don't even know how to like give advice anymore, because, and I do it week to week, different podcasts,
yeah,
and we have the talk. But sometimes those talks are a brother on episode 8 saying, well, where's the money at and how do I get paid? And I'm like, it may be a path for that, but that wasn't my way.
No.
I did this for years for free. A lot of that, I did this when a lot of the thoughts and ideas we had were way ahead of the technology, and we had to just wait for everybody to catch up. We had to wait for the ad agencies to catch up. We had to, so yeah, I don't know how to get paid by episode 8. I don't.
Right. There is no money in episode 8. And because now everybody's starting to see there's a pathway, everybody's getting in, and so it's becoming a very saturated market now. So you got to be really, really good. Now, look, if you're a big name, you know, if Denzel and Sam Jackson started a podcast, people are going to tune in at first. Now, the first 3 or 4 episodes, but then how can you keep them? Because that's the hard part, Joe, is getting people don't listen. Man, Joe Budden, I'm going to see what Joe talking about. Can you get them to come back? Can you get them to come back again?
Listen, we've seen a million A-list celebrities start podcasts or make the big podcast announcement or go get a big bag and never deliver an episode.
Nope.
Not a one. I've seen them get fired. I've seen them. They're not. To be a podcaster, still to be a podcaster, like you could count on the Joe Budden podcast to drop twice a week, 52 weeks out the year.
Right.
I'm gonna be there.
Right.
Some of them you're not committed to it. Y'all are playing the headline game. You're playing the stock game. You had no intention of doing that.
Especially when COVID came out, Joe.
Oh my Lord.
Because there was really nothing. The studios couldn't shoot, but we got to get something out. Hey, Joe, we got this big, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Joe had a podcast. I thought Joe was going to drop this such and such.
Mm-hmm.
They took the money and ran.
Always.
And then, bro, it's a grind. And people don't realize how hard you got to work and what goes into it, Joe. People really just think you and your group, y'all just show up and just shoot. No, you got to run down. We got a direction in which we want to go. We got to get in and out. We got to direct traffic.
Yeah.
It's not that simple. But when people don't see how the food is made, they think it's easy to cook. But if you watch your grandmother or your aunt or your mom cook, you realize that plate ain't just getting on the table in 20 minutes.
She's been prepping this.
Yes.
She's been prepping this food.
Yeah, all night.
Absolutely right.
And then you really took it to a next level. You're like, you know what? I'm going to have my own ad team. I'm not going to rely on some of the others that have advertisers that they come to you, and by the time it gets to you, you getting 60%, as opposed to you know what? I hire my own ad team and I'll get the whole 100%, and they give them a percentage of however you do it. Mm-hmm. What made you decide to go that route?
Honestly, the outlook as far as ads started with just how I listened to podcasts and how I was as a rapper. I used to hate promo. I used to absolutely hate doing promotion. I'm not going to lie to you. Even when an album was coming out, I wouldn't promo it. And when I would listen to podcasts and an ad would pop up, I didn't necessarily enjoy that.
Right.
I didn't like that. I didn't want to interrupt the flow of the conversation, which I thought was extremely important at the time. So
yes.
for this check, and I tried them. I tried at first, and I'm talking, this is around 2015, 2016.
Damn.
2015, 2016. I tried to, again, Shannon, nobody knew where money was coming from in podcasting. So if this ad came for whatever the money was, it was shorts. But the thinking was, if you pack in a bunch of those, you can see how you make some money. I did the ads. I f***ed them all up. Whatever the read was, I went totally off script, laughed at them. Told them to call me instead. I think it was Talkspace or somebody. It was a mess. But from there, again, how I moved was because the audience was so large and it was growing year over year. So, I mean, it was cheaper to just hoe around and add yourself to death versus nurturing a relationship with a brand that you understood, that understood you. And again, maybe this is trauma from black people and how I view the word shock jock, right? Because you'll participate in all the success, but anytime something happens off script, you're so quick to toss us to the side, put all types of words in these contracts. I never jived with that.
Right.
I never jived with that. So, no. I forgot where I was.
Yeah, no, but you were saying why you decided to do your own. You have
back to the ads. So yeah, and we were blessed enough to have some really good partnerships with some people for years and years and years, and it was profitable for both sides, and you meet good people, and you do this thing. You start to do it, and you start to reap the benefits of the independent company that's out here putting in the work versus the ads team, the sales team. And then that's always the thing too. This whatever your beef is with whoever you partnered with, at some point they're going to put it on the sales team if you start having the right conversations. It's like, all right, let me come talk to the sales team.
Right.
Then let's have a conversation. Let me get on the phone with some of these people.
Right.
And but edgy content.
The big game is almost here, and there's no better way to cash in during America's biggest sporting event
See, man, when I think as I grow mine and I get myself more together, cause y'all gotta remember, I did just go through a situation with my brother, so that kind of threw me off a loop, bro, cause he was supposed to be here with me to do this shit. As far as like my thing first starting this shit, when I first started, bro. Man, I used to be on this shit, bro. We was just having fun, dog. Like I ain't look at this shit as really no podcast. It was just two goddamn niggas. We was just on this bitch talking shit, right? Mind you, I lost a lot of YouTube page when I first started, yo. I used to get copyright. I used to have my shit taken away from me. I had two of these motherfuckers taken away from me. I just got one old one back, but I don't even fuck with that. Like, and I grew this one, and sometimes, like I said, bro, I get discouraged. But man, I know like if he seen this shit, bro, he'll be so fucking proud of me, just how far I've grown with this shit and just doing this shit by myself. Now you don't see nobody else on here, but you see the commitment of me doing this shit every fucking, not even every day, but just me doing this shit and really growing it. And I don't know where this shit gonna take me. Some days I be feel like I'm on this bitch just to be on here. You feel me? But like shit like that, just seeing how far he said, and like man, it was crazy because one day I remember I got in an argument with a nigga, and I ain't gonna never say his name no more. But I got in an argument because that nigga like tried to talk shit about what I was doing, and I'm like, nigga, you not even able to do this shit because if you was, you would do it. Cause y'all nigga, you got way less responsibilities than me. And it's crazy, like niggas be trying to come at you, but I'm like, y'all niggas have way less responsibility than me, and you don't do this shit. And then, like when he said Shannon and two of the top podcasts that in black culture saying, bro, how hard this shit is, and I'm looking at people like, bro, y'all just don't understand. I've been saying this shit is hard. Do you get what I'm saying? How hard it is to find content. Like you can find content, but get on here for an hour or two and really spit game, spit knowledge, or just talk. Sometimes I be fumbling over my own words. Like shit, that's why I say I miss the weed, cause god damn, my nigga, I used to be able to just think and clear my mind when I'm doing this shit and just have fun. Now it's just me being sober, and sometimes I feel like, man, I don't want to do this shit, but I have to push myself through this shit and get through it and be like, man, I'm doing it for a bigger purpose. I'm doing it to open up doors for me and my family, because even though I might get on this bitch looking rough, I know the man I am. I know the opportunities I have, and I've turned down a lot of opportunities. Now I'm getting to the point where it's like, all right, bro, your kids getting older. Let's figure out some things that we can do, to get, let's get back into trying to get some more money in here for we could put more into the podcast, get a better camera, get some more lighting, you know what I mean? Get some more computers where we can make this shit a little bit different, man. You feel me? And I can open up and do a lot bit more. Sometimes I get discouraged because I feel like I ain't got enough, and like it don't draw the attention that I needed to draw and feel like that, and I be discouraged. So I keep it 100 when I tell y'all this, bro. Like this shit ain't easy, bro. Starting a podcast is not as hard, it's not as easy as y'all motherfuckers think, bro. Like people think just starting this shit up and getting on here, bro. Just getting to 106 episodes was hard. Do you get what I'm saying? Like just finding the content to really goddamn do this shit. Like, nah, it's bullshit that goes on where you can find type of certain bullshit to talk about, but finding non-negative shit to talk about. Like, that's why I said I talk about sports. I'm gonna get on here and talk about the J. Cole situation. I'll get on here and talk about, politics, even though sometimes I get tired and drained from the emotional effects of that shit. It's a lot. You get what I'm saying? On top of just being a single father. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people have never been in my shoes and never will ever be in my shoes. So for me to be here, like my daughter's mentor yesterday made me so happy when she seen my daughter, and she was like, my daughter made AB honor roll, and when she told her, but she was like, oh my God, that's a big deal. Like y'all don't understand. And I'm so nonchalant with certain shit that I don't be really, it is what it is. Like I'm proud, you feel me? But I'm so nonchalant, I don't really just, but I'm so proud of my kids. You know what I mean? Just they seen how been through and how hard it was, not just to get them, but just to get them where they at now, man. Like people don't know the fuck I went through to get them where I at. You get what I'm saying? Like people don't know. They don't see the behind the scene, bro. And I'm not finna get on here like and talk shit about what I've been through and how this. Now I could speak on certain shit to help another man get, that's going through what I'm going through. But I'm not gonna get on here and try to downgrade my baby mamas or downgrade anybody like that I know of, for real, because I can, but I won't. not with the baby mama shit, but I can downgrade people and shit like that. Like we all can, but it's just certain things I won't do. Sometimes, like I said, I get into certain people shit that I feel like I need to talk about, but a lot of this shit, bro, we already be tearing each other down, and that's what I feel like the people who control this shit want to see. Like if you notice, bro, the shit that generates a lot, bro, is the negativity of us downing each other and shit like that, or talking shit about our family problem. That shit draws so much attention. We love drama, bro. We like that's why I see that's how I see. I know why Zeus is number one and where their platform is. They get the fighting and shit, all that, bro. People love that type of vibe and shit, bro. But I'm gonna look at it and like I said, I'm about to start doing stuff with my kids and just having episodes with them where it's like I can reach another audience and I can spend time with them and we can vibe and just, even though my daughter don't like, she like, you record everything. You don't gotta record everything. And she right, because I'm just like that too. But I'm trying to show her like, man, you gonna have to like, if you want to do tattoos and shit, you gonna have to start recording your shit. You're gonna have to open up to doing different shit to show people this is where entertainment is. Because they was talking about Shannon was just speaking on like people watching TV and shit. People don't really watch TV and shit. These kids be on YouTube. Like my daughter said my show was on YouTube. So I'm thinking in the back of my mind, like, damn, bro, these kids have traveled, like they don't give a fuck about like the TVs and how we used to wake up to watch Sarah and more cartoons and shit like that. Like none of that shit matters to them, bro. You feel me? Like they be on YouTube. These little kids be on YouTube. So even then, I plan on, I got an episode. Hopefully, when my Coach Lewis, his book come out, he said, I want to do an episode with you. Like I got certain people that really fuck with me, dog. Like, and that want to see me grow, because I've always been the type to want to give opportunities. Like I feel like that's what's the loss in the black community. Nobody wants to give opportunity, and I ain't got as much money as a lot of these motherfuckers, but I've done my best to give motherfuckers opportunity. Even when my little nephews, I plan on when I go to their game and start doing interviews with them after the game, man. Just start growing this shit and doing different things, because we not just gonna be in one bubble. Like you're not gonna put me in one category, dog. You're gonna see me do different shit and grow and grow and grow as a man, as a person, every fucking day.
You believe in me, I believe in you. Let's participate. Let's grow together.
Yeah, and it's,
you believe in me, I believe in you. Let's participate. Let's grow together.
yeah, and at some point, if you do it enough times, then we pass belief, we pass proof of concept stage. I'm done convincing people what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like I've seen what happens too many times when you pair this podcast with this company. I know what's going to happen. So no, if you don't understand what's going to happen, and you're not willing to pay for what's going to happen, then you can't participate in what's going to happen. It's the same way the other way around.
When did you realize you were underpaid? How did you realize you were underpaid? And you decided to leave and go young?
And you know what? And I'm going to say complex, but money was never the driving force, which is how we all end up underpaid, because we're doing it for the love and the look.
Yes.
It was that complex. Again, I was inquisitive. I asked a lot of questions. I'm always early. I'm always punctual. I'm going to open the building. I'm going to be the last one here on the show.
Right.
I'm going to talk to the camera people. I'm going to talk to the corner suite. Like, I'm going to have the information to be able to best make the next decision. And that's how I ended up learning about what went on with the ads and how they were being sold and how they were being funneled to me. And I just believed that I should participate differently once I heard that. I had no idea of the money that was flying around, because we're not supposed to ever learn the money that's flying around. But once I heard it,
it was over.
And I'm like, well, what happens if I don't wear this, whatever the sneaker was at the time? And they were pulling out. Big money.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I don't jive with that.
Yeah.
I don't jive with that. And from there, everything was education after that. From there, everything was education and learning what people are paying, learning what they're paying for, how they value it, how they're benefiting from it. Like it's education. You had to learn.
But Joe, at the time, you turned down, allegedly, a big deal from Spotify, over $40 million. That's a lot of money. That is,
I don't know if it was 40, but it was
substantial amount.
A good amount.
Probably more than
more than I had ever made.
Yeah, you're like, and to walk away from that, Joe, and to believe in yourself, to say, you know what? And somebody, who did I hear say? Well, Master P. Master P said, well, they offered me $1 million. Well, if they offered me $1 million, I must be worth about 50 to 100.
Yeah, on the Solange album.
Yeah. So
absolutely right.
Is that how you were thinking? If they're offering me this substantial amount of money, I've got to be worth a little bit more, because they ain't looking to break even. They're looking to turn a profit. So if they'll give you that kind of money, what kind of profit are they expecting to turn?
Well, at Spotify, again, craving information.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 years I was there, we did a lot of asking for advanced analytics, a different kind of dashboard, different codes to be able to track things that were specific to
your show, slash Joe Budden.
So we got this data for 2 years.
Okay.
At the end of that road, you can take this 30 million or whatever the number was, or you can trust in what the data is saying. If you go out there and just do the work.
Yourself.
If you think, if that says that for the last 2 years and you trust in your audience and what you're doing, I'm going to take these people with me over here and see what happens. And by the grace of God, it worked out, man. It worked out, but a lot of tough decision making, a lot of sleepless nights.
It is
a lot of turmoil, a lot of scrutiny, a lot of public bullshit,
mm-hmm.
a lot of mistakes. But I mean, my trust is in him.
When you see Joe Rogan get a deal, Alex Cooper, the Kelsey brothers, the Ringer just sold.
White people.
Damn, Joe, you ain't even let me finish. Okay, well, go ahead.
There's no need for me. There's no need for me to be starting the conversation wrong.
There ain't.
I will. There's never a time where I'm comparing my race to a white man's race.
Right.
For reasons that
we feel it's obvious.
It is obvious. It is obvious. My fight is different from their fight.
Yes.
And I don't say that angry about it, but I mean, I acknowledge it.
Yes. We understand.
Yeah.
But let's not make it seem like.
And I don't need to either, right?
Okay.
I don't need to. There's Steve Harvey.
Yep.
There is Charlemagne.
Yeah.
Is on that list. There is
Kevin Hart has a podcast that.
There is Kevin Hart. There is my brother Stephen A.
Yeah.
You know, I'm mad with him right now. But there are black examples
mm-hmm.
of what happens when you own your IP.
Right.
It's black examples of that. And congrats to all of those people you name. Alex, I'm a big Bill guy. Love Bill. Shout out to Joe. That's cool, but not the same race.
If they came to you and offered you something like that, would you be willing to turn over? Says, okay, I'll do X amount of shows for this amount of money. Y'all sell whatever. Y'all gonna give me X. I'm cool with it.
Wait, who said that?
If let's just say a Spotify, one of these big conglomerates, right now Netflix, Amazon is still in. They don't do as much as they once did. What is that? Wandering, Wave, and all those guys. They say, Joe, we're gonna take up the Joe Budden. We're gonna take up the umbrella. We're gonna give you X amount of dollars, and then we're going to sell everything. Kind of like what they do with Joe Rogan. I think Joe got a 5-year, $250 million deal. So they come to Joe Rogan. Come to Joe and say, Joe, we got a 5-year, $200 million deal. We just want to take over everything.
Probably not. Probably not. It's not where I'm at right now. I'm 45. Like, I still feel spry. I still feel like, I don't feel like the aging artist that needs to go sell his catalog.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
And I'm building catalog.
Yeah.
I'm building catalog. Well, and I know what I make right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
they have the double that, huh?
And we'll talk to anybody. I mean, don't get me wrong. We'll talk to anybody, and probably are talking to most of them.
Right.
But the deal would have to be boutique.
Are you looking to scale? Are you looking to have more instead? Like, say like Netflix, they're getting podcasts and trying to develop their podcast division, or you look at some of these other, Amazon was trying to develop their podcast division. Is that what you're trying to do with Joe Budden? Are you trying to develop a podcast division where you have, obviously somebody maybe hip hop, and then somebody in motivation, and somebody in fitness, and somebody in, relationship? Is that the direction that you're trying to go in?
Maybe right now I'm focused on getting as many eyes as possible on the Joe Budden podcast and our exclusive content that we drop on Patreon.
Okay.
And from that, we have other shows. We have Podwise, which is a huge success. We got the Ian and Mark show. Like, I want to be nimble enough, Shannon, to always be able to go do a show.
Right.
Whether that be a finance show, a sports show.
Yes.
I want to be nimble enough and have the staff in place to any idea that we think of, we can go execute, whether it be a doc, whether it be a comedy, whatever it is. So I always want to do that. Right this second, no. There's too much fun stuff happening out here with all of these platforms for me to be there right now.
After watching a close friend go through a loss a few years back, I saw how quickly grief can turn to financial stress. No one deserves that feeling I saw him feel, and I mean no one. No matter what I offered to help, it wasn't enough. I promised my family I would never make them feel the same way my buddy felt.
So yeah, man, like I said, bro, like you just have to respect the game, bro, that he's giving out, bro, and telling you like this shit ain't easy, bro. And that's why you see me now. I think when he first started out, he was just talking about certain things, but now, like even now, he don't really talk about everything. Like they talk about sports, but they don't really talk about sports. They don't talk about politics like that. That's why he added Mark Lamont Hill. You feel me? I feel like I can do a combination of both. It kind of is better when I have people on here. I'm not gonna lie, because I get to we get to go back and forth off of ideas and stuff like that. But you can't really force everybody, and you can't have everybody on your show. Everybody don't know how to be entertaining. You feel me? So I'm not saying I'm the most perfect at it, because like I said, I be tired, y'all. I ain't keeping that shit 100, bro. I be fucking tired. So some days I be on this bitch looking like drowsy and all this shit, bro. But I just be trying to put out the certain content and keep doing that. And that's what you got to keep doing, man. Even through the hard times and the hard days, keep, you know what I mean? And these are good examples what Joe is telling us, bro. Just look how far he came when he started this shit, and look at now where he's at. You feel me? And this shit ain't gonna happen overnight. This game is it's a hard game to break into, bro. And when you not famous, you ain't got all the little, you know what I mean? Even famous people, bro, I see a lot of famous people that don't hit on this shit. I see a lot of people that ain't got the same numbers that they used to have to, because I didn't want to become dependent on people as well. You feel me? Because I'm very intelligent, so I can speak on anything and everything that I need to. Don't get me wrong, I fumble over words a lot of times now. I don't know why, but it's I don't need people on here. A lot of times we depend on people, we depend on guests and shit, and that's where shit be fucking up, because if people can't have guests, they don't really have nothing to talk about. They can't communicate well, they can't do shit. And you know what I mean? You gotta understand what I think I'm learning is being able to speak on shit without feeling a type of way. If I'm gonna speak on some shit, I'm just gonna speak on it. And that's still part of me that's growing, and I'm still developing that. Because sometimes I be like, bro, that ain't even part of me. I don't know if I want to speak on that or just be trying to get shit, just be doing shit. That ain't with all that.
With big boy dollars, for sure. And YouTube has always operated as the lone whale in the sea. Everybody was there already, because that's where the eyes were. And that was back since way back. So now, right, you have somebody over there should have seen so many stars. They should have seen the kids doing baby music. They should have seen the lo-fi music channel guy. They should have saw before there was no Tubi. They should have saw the small independent movie guys, the director guys, the podcasters. You had them all. So now we're in 2026. Eventually somebody else in the sea had a dick.
Yeah.
Somebody else had a wallet, and now they see They may see more than you see. Then we have to find out about that. But there's somebody else with a checkbook that's coming to pull your biggest, and not just they're coming to pull from everybody they pulled from. Yeah. Right? That was Barstool, that was Volume, that was iHeart, wherever they pulled from. If I were YouTube, I would be concerned about what that meant for, again, not today, but everything's projection. 10 years, 5 to 10 years from now. Right. What does that mean? My little sister right now is 12 years old, and the next 5 to 10, you talking about 17, 22 years old. How is she going to be consuming things? How is that age group going to digest? Where are they going to go? So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But if I were YouTube, I'd be having a meeting about it.
Wow. Good friend of yours. You guys go back and forth. Charlemagne.
My man.
$200 million to do his Black Effect, his podcast. Congratulations, Charlemagne, on that.
Indeed.
When you heard the news, like there was a Joe Budden, there was somebody in the Joe Budden that kind of looked like us, Charlemagne. I mean, Joe. Like 200 million. Like, damn. Congratulations. That's kudos. No, hey, okay. Let me see if I can get my group together and see what we can come up with.
Can't hate about that. You can't hate about that. If you wanted to hate them, that wasn't the time to do it. You can't. That's a black man who put the work in, who did it his way with his ideology, and at the end of the road, found a way to bump into that type of, not bump into, that's not wrong wording, but to end up with that type of headline. Right. So there is nothing that you can hate on with that. It's inspiring. It's inspiring.
Were you originally cast to be a member of the Breakfast Club?
No. Where'd you get that? Who you spoke to?
I'm just asking. I
was so happy to be coming here mess free. Because I don't have current mess. But who told you that? Where'd you get that from?
Look.
That was a good one. No, I was never.
I don't know. I mean,
my name was in a hat. My name was in the hat, at inception. When they were tossing some ideas around, when they really didn't have a title yet. I went to one dinner with somebody concerning that, but I was never in further talks about it. Okay. That was a good one.
We do our research.
Somebody over there.
We do our research. The Complex Show, Everyday Struggle. How did that show change your life?
It changed everything about my life. Everything about my life. It was college. It was going to college for me, because I've never gone. So to wake up at 6 a.m, head into the city from Jersey, and just kick it with people. Just kick it with people. And again, all the learning that happened for me, all of the education I got from Complex, it was that time was everything for me. It was the education. We had fun. I think we changed the landscape of media at that show. It was a huge rebranding tool for me, which was a large part of what I was doing it for.
Right.
I thought people might have had the wrong impression of me, and all good things came from it. All great things came from it.
Would you consider you guys were the first take of hip hop?
Yeah. First take, whole piece of definitely inspiration for sure. That debate style was hot. There was the conversation going on in hip hop about the OGs and the younger generation, and how we should be kind and treat each other and speak to each other. So all of that was hot at the time, and Complex knew what to do with it. They marketed it right. They put it in front of the right people. It took off. Changed everything.
Could that format work today?
Yeah. Today, so much is personality driven.
It is.
It's in our hands today. So get the right personalities. If you get the right personalities, anything will work today. And there's so many people out there.
How much you making? So they come to you to say, look, we got this idea. Because a lot of times, or an idea like, man, just for me to get on television, I'll take whatever. Because I remember when I was playing, Joe, my coach used to commend me. You know what I love about Sharpe? Sharpe would play this game for free. And I would always say, but I'm gonna need everybody else to play for free too. I ain't gonna be the only mofo playing for free. If everybody playing for free, I'll play it for free. But you've not been to pay them, and I get paid, and I play for free. So when you look at it, it had to be a small amount. I mean, cause it was a new show. You don't getting.
Just at Complex, I wasn't making no money.
You weren't making no money?
No, I wasn't making no money.
$200?
No, I wasn't making no money on Complex. Hell no.
Damn.
I was making enough to
keep you coming back, drive back into the city.
Again, money never moved me.
Okay.
That's never what I was doing anything for.
Okay.
With hip hop,
right.
I loved the shit, and I wanted to be considered the best from people I thought was the best.
Okay.
And then I got a record deal and bumped my head all these times. Like, oh shit, it's a music business.
Right.
And again, more education. So no, I wasn't making no damn money on Complex. Hell no, not at all. Not at all. But that was the last time I was underpaid.
But was it a situation that once you found out that they were making money and they weren't paying you any money, is that when you like went in and say, okay, well, I want to make X, and they like, So why did you end up leaving the show?
Well, I finished my contract. My contract was 9 months.
Okay.
They weren't looking to renew it. I had a child on the way.
Okay.
And that was the end. We weren't on the greatest of terms because of how I valued the show versus how they valued the show. And we tried a few times to come back to the table, but nothing really ever came from that. But and by then everything, that's when the deals became a lot more lucrative.
Right.
It was that point on. Complex was a proving ground. That show was like a proving ground of sorts.
That was your proof of concept that Joe Budden can sell.
Oh yeah. We were out of here. Everybody was ready to talk at that point.
But when you do reality TV, obviously some conflict has to be a part of the show.
Well, on reality television, yes. On reality television, yes.
That was right up your alley, huh?
Well, which time? I have many different reality TV experiences.
Yeah, you do.
I have my first tenure on Love and Hip Hop, when I had the stupid vests on and my barber was putting all the stupid shit in my face and I was high off Molly, so I couldn't even look at myself and say, hey, what the f are you doing? Right. And I did that for years. And then sprinkling some X's. That was a mess.
Yes.
And more importantly than that, the contract may not have been the greatest for all of these different reasons. So cool, but then I think I had a couple's therapy.
Yeah.
Stint. Interesting.
You like reality TV.
I'm a fan of reality, and if you're going to tape it, then let's tape it. That mindset started for me because in rap, in the era that I was in hip hop, it was very braggadocious. It was very stand on couches with 20 girls and the cars and the jewelry. Rappers couldn't even really say they had a girlfriend.
Right.
In that era.
Right.
I didn't have the label support to where that would ever be my story, and that's not who I was. I was an introverted kid who suffered with addiction issues. That was my story. So, yeah. I forgot what I was saying just that fast.
No, you said reality TV.
That was my mindset, right? Like, in 2006, I can cut a camera on and...
So look, y'all, he talks about, I don't know if I had a video for this or I cut it out, but he talks about having a pill addiction, and I could relate to that. I used to have one too, and what's so crazy is the people that used to know me used to be like, AJ, you need to stop that shit. And I wouldn't never even think about it. I don't even really know how I really stopped fucking with pills like that. You know what I mean? What people don't understand, bro, like pills, certain pills, I don't even like taking my Seroquel because I don't like the feeling of how it used to, like, it makes me feel. You feel me? Like, it has you fucked up for the whole day. You be in the hole, and you got to be careful because when you go to these certain type of doctors, a lot of people ain't never been to the dentist or these certain type of doctors. Like, after you feel a certain type of pain like that, they give you a certain type of medicine, right? And man, that shit take you in a place, bro. Them pills take you to a different type of place and feeling, bro. You be all in just a different place. And for him to be that vulnerable and speak on that shit, bro, a lot of us don't speak on our own trauma and our own addiction. We don't want to look like junkies and shit like that. But at the end of the day, bro, you go through stuff, bro. That's what shapes you, and that's what makes you who the fuck you is, for real, for real. Like, don't be scared to tell your story, man, because we all got a story. We all have one. Be you. Get on this motherfucker and be you, bro. Like, I'm just looking at his old videos, bro, and the number that he had then, he ain't have now. Like, they just too different. Like, that shit crazy when I would go back and just look at certain shit, bro, and see how far, like I say, how he's grown and just what he went through when he first started this shit, bro. Like, you'll be amazed, bro. And I know it gets hard because when you compare yourself and you looking at other people on here, you be like, bro, what the fuck am I doing wrong? And a lot of times I ask my own self that damn question. But look, yo, I got one more video because my time running up on here, and I'm like,
yeah, that's okay.
It.
That's okay.
Okay.
I'm not doing I'm going on my platform to respond to what you had to say from what I had to say. I don't like that. I don't like that.
So in other words, you have a critique. Somebody doesn't like your critique. They go on somebody else's platform or their own platform. They go on IG Live or whatever. That's
their right.
You done with it?
Oh yeah. I was done after I finished saying what I was saying about it. I was done. Unless something drastic happens to call me back out to play, and that really is not going to happen with me and a female.
Right.
Most of the females have my support from day zero.
Right.
From them because they just been killing. So no, I'm not doing it back and forth with a girl. Or a guy, for that matter.
Right.
Or a guy, honestly. It's not even about that. Or a guy.
Right. Well, the two biggest...
On the internet?
Yeah.
Today?
So,
Sorry, buddy.
If Cardi said... If a woman rapper... I mean, there's only like a handful of the ones that mean, you got Glow, you got Meg, you got Nicki.
There's a bunch.
And you got Cardi. If they want to say, look, Joe, I want to have a conversation with you because I want to see why you said what you said and the context of where you was trying to go with it. You down to meet?
Always. Man or woman.
Right.
Always down to meet or talk about something I said.
You like, what we talk about? Before I go, what we talk about?
It's normally just how somebody feel about something I said, and I get that. People are human. People are sensitive.
Right.
Artists deal with a lot of shit. I understand it. I was that. I try to carry myself a certain way because I was that, and I understand it. But sometimes we go too far. We talk for a living. We talk too much.
Yeah.
We say a lot.
And as long as it's not coming from an ill-intended place, it's not coming from.
Yeah.
But I think the thing is with you and myself is that we're passionate. We're not really going to talk about something that we're not passionate about. And people take passion as hate. Well, that's what this Gen Z and these millennials, if you don't agree with them, you hating. Hating about what? Because I didn't like that? If I say I don't like oranges, that don't mean I hate apples. But that's where we are now, Joe.
Well, we're passionate and we're going to say what we have to say, but we're also some of the best in the field.
Right.
And that has to be accounted for during whatever I'm doing. So I'm not expecting the artist to understand how I'm dressing something up or how I'm producing in the moment or just how I'm being performative or how I'm putting sauce on something that I don't expect them to get all of that. How do you feel? If I hurt their feelings, I'll apologize. That's not beneath me. Like, I'll apologize and get this out of the way. But for the most part, it's cool with everybody.
Nicki goes on stage with Charlie Kirk's widow.
I didn't love it.
Why?
Did you love it?
You know what, Joe? I'm going to be honest. To keep my sanity and to keep my calm, I really try to stay out of this because I see what's going on, and all it does is make me more and more upset. And when people first started getting behind President Trump, I lost some friends. But I started to think about it. I was like, it's their opinion. If that's how they feel, I'm ruining friendships and relationships so I let them have. That's their choice.
I understand.
But it took some growth on my part because I see, and I think I'm looking at you. You like, Man, did you hear some of the things that man said about women that's like you, and you sitting up there with his?
That is the role that I believe Turning Point to play in the rewriting of history or revisionist history when they visit these schools and have all of this money just basically being pumped into a certain belief system. I won't take us there and speak to what I believe that belief system to be.
Okay.
But it's a mess. It's deeper than political views. I'm not political at all. I'm not political at all. You want a Republican, I'm not,
Right.
That's not my bag. But the way people go about certain things, when you see what happened to Renee Nicole Good
Yeah.
in Minneapolis, when you see the way that these quote unquote ICE agents are behaving, when you hear how the president responds to that incident, when you hear how he responded to the Reiner murders, there's a tone that I don't think is hidden, and they're hiding these white nationalist views behind Christianity. It's in front of our faces. So
And
and a lot of money over there.
yes.
It's a lot of money over there. So she won't be the first or the last. Like, there will be plenty more celebrity
Yeah, for sure.
to take that check. Listen, when you on that side, they rocking.
Yeah.
They rocking. So tempting for people, I know, but my views and just how I was raised and my family that I come from and Sumter, South Carolina. No.
Because you know how it works, Joe. All it takes is one. Well, you heard what Joe said. Joe said black people are doing the X, Y, and Z. Well, you heard what Shannon said, that he did say X, Y, and Z. So they'll take the voice of one and then try to make it the voice of millions.
Yeah. Well, and that's a plan. I can't be complicit.
No,
and not and sleep at night. So it bothers me when I see people that I know and have some sort of relationship with and have had some conversations with, and you know, I've seen people grow and become multi-million-dollar brands from black shit and black people and black consumerism. Like, so to watch you take that equity and stand over there, yeah, I can't jive with that.
Nikki got upset at me because I was on Twitter and I was going back and forth with somebody and we were talking about Nikki Haley. And so I said, that woman don't care nothing about X, Y, and Z. So we're going back and forth. We're talking Nikki Haley. They tweet something, I tweet back. Somebody tweet, you should have Nikki on the show. I said, Nikki who? Nicki Minaj thought I was taking a diss at her. I said, how you take a diss? We're talking about Nikki Haley. And I know.
I remember that.
I'm not, Joe.
I remember that.
We going back and forth. We're talking about some real heavy stuff. And then somebody said, you should have Nikki on the show. How am I supposed to know they're talking about Nicki Minaj when I just going back and forth 2 tweets about Nikki Haley?
Yeah. Yeah.
She got upset.
The barbs was on you.
I'm like, bro,
the barbs made the week hot.
I'm like, well, damn.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So, like I said, man, you gotta appreciate Joe Budden. I think I might put the link of the whole video in my descriptions if y'all want to see the whole video, the whole interview. Like I said, he talked about a lot of more other stuff too, but I just wanted to cut out a few parts, man. Like I said, I don't care how nobody really feel, man. Like, I got respect for how he just grinded this shit out, man, for so many years, and look what it has turned out for him, bro. I don't even know if he's seen this shit turning out for him. And him talking about Charlamagne and his deal, no hate, bro. You just see 2 black men. They got 2 different ways of doing it, but they both successful in the way they're doing it, and they're doing it their way. So at the end of the day, man, you got to respect that. And give credit when credit is due, bro. You gotta respect a person's hustle, because at the end of the day, man, this shit ain't easy. And when you're not getting paid and you don't believe that you're gonna ever get paid, shit, you can get, like I said, get discouraged, bro. So I don't know, man. Just keep grinding this shit out for all the podcasters that do be doing it, man. I ain't got no hate on y'all motherfuckers, dog. For real. But this is episode 106 of the Same Goes Different Struggle podcast. I am your host, Ajay Brown. If I didn't say it before at the beginning, please like, subscribe, click the thumbs up button, and please, y'all, subscribe to my channel, man. Let's grow this shit, man, and help a brother grow his page, man. As I grow, I get better in time, man. Rest in peace to my brother Q. I'm gone.